All right, so today let's continue talk about the blueprint, which is a very important concept in Unreal. So first, I will simply fetch the GitHub. I know I'm 25 generation behind, so we can see the pool. I also want to use this time to teach you if you do have a conflict, how to solve the conflict when you fetch from GitHub. So as you can see in the GitHub desktop, I changed the local file start lobby. So that's the reason it's changed to orange color. But I have not commit the local change yet. But I also know in the cloud version, probably this file has been updated. And I want to actually using the cloud version, not my local version. So when I pull from the cloud, I will see a warning. This side, hey, there is a conflict between the cloud version for the lobby with your local version. What do you want to do? So in this case, you want to stash the changes. So that means I want to evaluate, right, the difference between these two. And if you want to view the stash, okay, you basically have two options. Number one is you can discard. This is typically what I do is I will discard my local version and use my cloud version to overwrite my local version. Okay, so if you know 100% your local version is not the current, not the latest. Another way is you can restore. Okay, so in this case, I know 100% the cloud version should be the one I use. I will use discard. Okay, so I ask you, do you want to make sure you want to discard the local? Yes, I will. Okay, by doing so, you basically solved the conflict. So now the cloud version you are able to pull directly into your local. Okay, so this is just a minor thing you probably will see over time. So now I know this is the latest version 20 hours ago. This file will be flooded into my local. Okay. And also, I think this is also a good time to remind everybody when you push the files from your local commit, right? Only do the files belongs to you. So here I can actually check, for Kai, she basically just managed her own file. But I think for Johnny, you accidentally did something with other people's file. Kind of strange. So just make sure whenever you commit, you only commit files belongs to you. Oh, I see. This is actually just a merge branch. Okay, so you are good. Yeah. So I can actually see every single person's push. Just always make sure you only push files belongs to you. Okay. So now I should be able to run Unreal. We can talk a little bit about Blueprint. So now you can see I open the file. Everything looks right. If I play, I should be able to go to everyone's level. I think right now I should have 16 levels, right? So it's all here. Um, yep. So it's all done. So today I will talk about Blueprint. So first, a couple of basic tutorial you should pay attention to. The first one is a BP in Unreal document. This is basically the official tutorials about the blueprint um, organized by the Unreal Engine website. So there's a basic terminologies. I highly recommend you watch it. Some of them are video. Is very straightforward. Okay, you probably want to see the basics. Okay, this will be the introduction level, right? Besides this, in Unreal, you can also refer to my book, XR book. And then in the book, chapter 12, I covered how to do Unreal and also a general discussion about node-based, we call it graphic-based programming. You should check out this chapter 12. Okay. In the chapter 12, I also covered a bunch of other, uh, links. So if you go to the PDF of this book, you should go to the chapter 12, right? So here you can see there's a bunch of tutorials about how to use Blueprint, open the door, Blueprint to control the light, what is dispatcher, how you use level sequencer with Blueprint, how to do teleportation, how to process different pawns with Blueprint. So these are the individual tutorials and also the diagram to illustrate multiple ways you can use Blueprint to control a light. So make sure you watch the chapter 12 the video as well. Okay. So today I will actually just do a real-time demonstration how to use Blueprint. It's not an introduction level, but hopefully this could be something you can see how I start the idea and how I formulate the blueprint step by step. So today I like to show, maybe this is the goal. Oh, actually I opened the wrong project, sorry. Well, it's not necessarily say the wrong project, it's just another project for the architecture seminar class. So the skybox is a little bit different, but I think I can using this one, and later I will migrate into the UHP class. All right. So first, I want to show you is in the current menu, right? I have this 3D version of menu here, and if I drag and drop, right, I have this. I'll just make this rotate 180 degree, and then move it a little bit, and then play. Okay. So basically, this is the current widget system. As I demoed last time, if you press C, you can see the gaze. If I click next, it's loading a next page. So this is done through two widgets, right? You swap the visibility between both. So maybe I think the goal today is I want to create another maybe easier way using Blueprint to show a sequence of images or image, or we call sequence of materials. So each material could be a slide, right? Like a PowerPoint. You can also use this to, for example, if you have a car here, you want to change the color of the car. So each time you press a button, the car color will update, right? So same idea for a slideshow. Yeah, so that's the goal for this blueprint. Okay. You might also consider the situation could be you want to customize a house, right? A wallpaper, or change the color of a furniture. Have a furniture here. If you click a button or something each time, the material will update, right? That would be a nice script to work on. The first thing I will do is I will probably just put the file in the menu folder. Yeah, I think it's easier because this could be the menu. So I will go ahead, create a new right click. I will go ahead, create an actor. The actor will be, where is the actor? Blueprint class, right? Blueprint class actor is, you can call this as a placeholder. You can assemble script and objects or animation, skeleton, everything together. So I will right click, create a blueprint class. I will just using actor. Actor is object that can be placed or spawned in a word. All right, so I will give this actor, let's say, I don't know, I want to probably create a PowerPoint slideshow. I'll change color of a car. So maybe let's just give this name called slides material. Okay, so done. And then if I double click, right, you can see this is empty placeholder, which you have a 3D viewport. You also have an event graph. So here you can program adding functions like what you do when the event begin play, or actually begin overlapping or end tick. So there's many different things you can be used to trigger the actions. So first thing I will do is just adding an object right into my thing. So I know the goal is to slides material. So that means you have a slideshow of multiple materials. So let's start with something really simple. I want to just bring in a geometry. Okay. So there are many ways you can bring a geometry in. So for basic one, you can just add in a cube or sphere. This is the basic one. But if I want to do a little bit more, complicated one, I think I have a starter content architecture. Maybe I want to just add a wall here. Yeah, I think the wall will be good because I want this to be visible on both sides. So I select the wall, right, which is 400 by 200. That's fine. So here, if I add, I can choose a static mesh because I do have the wall selected in the library, so it's automatically detect, hey, you want to add this static mesh, yeah? Yes, add it in the future, if you want to switch to something else, you can always go to static mesh, you can change it, okay? So I compile, I'm done, I have this wall, okay? Not really interesting for now. So let me save the file. The next thing I will do is I will adding some Blueprint script to change the material. So there's many ways I can do it. Since I know I'm going to change the material as a slideshow, so maybe it makes sense to create a list of variables. So I will start from here. In a variable, this is the tag. Variable is like a programming. You can do integer, floating point, list of names, list of materials. There's many ways you can do it. So I will do the variable. I will add. So let's call this variable name as just say slides. Okay. So this will be a slice of material. I want to change this to material, right, for sure. So I can pick material. Okay. So this will be the sequence of materials. I can also make this instead of variable type, right? So right now is single. I want to do this as let's see. I want to do this as array. I think this will be a good one. So I compile. Right. So let me explain what is array. In programming, array is the bucket. You can hold multiple variables, right? So from 1, 2, 3, 4, or list of names of the whole class. So this can be set as array. Okay. So I have these slides. So right now is 0 array elements. So maybe I will add a few in. So I will add 3 just for demonstration. Index 0, 1, 2. Okay, so these are 3 variables, and I want to just simply assign some basic material. Again, this is something you can take advantage of the material library we have. We have a bunch of materials. So let me just do a simple one. So I know this is called wood. This is called water. Yeah, let's just do the water and the wood just for the sake of demo. So here, if I type water, well, this is ocean material. That's cool. And then wood, I'll just pick a wood material. And then the last one, I don't know, steel maybe. Okay, so this will be a metal. Okay, so I have these 3 materials listed in the list, right? And then I will write some script event graph here. So each time maybe I press the button, this could be a page down button, or could be an arrow button. So each time you press, it will swap between these 3. It will swap between these 3 elements. Okay. All right, then let's do some blueprint. So in the event graph, we have some default. One of them is called event begin play. This automatically trigger, when you start the actor. So maybe I think at the beginning I want to assign the first whatever material in the index 0 to the wall, right? So that could be automatically done. So I will do this. I will drag the wall, right? And then I will say set material. Okay. So I will say, hey, I want to automatically trigger this action. So when the event begin play, I will set the wall geometry with the material. But here's the question: what material you want to assign to? Instead of doing this manually or fixed to a point to a material, I want to loading this from the slides, right? So this is a variable which has three arrayed index 0, 1, 2. So what I will want to do now is to drag the slider. So I will say get, right? I want to get the sliders. So basically this is a container for 3. All right, and then let's go ahead to using the slider to get a material, right? So when you drag the slider in, you can choose get, right? So I want to get elements from this slider. So if I choose 0, I believe if I bring in the 0 is the water. So if I put this box already, drag to the screen to the level, if I play, it should automatically give me the water, right? So that is done through the script. I also want to try what happens if I choose number 2 or number 1 and then play. Does give me a different material? Yeah. So this will be the wood, right? So if I do the 2, this will be, I believe this will be the steel. Let me just make this one a little bit closer to me because I don't want to walk each time. So I will just put the player start right here in the middle. Okay, so play. So if I just turn around, I should see it. Right, this is the steel. Okay, cool. I have these 3 materials. I can, let me see. Well, then let's continue. I accelerated a little bit because that video is a little bit too long. So I will just show you what I have added after that previous one. So first, I created a widget. This widget has only 2 buttons: next page and reset. Right. So I want to actually link the the trigger of this event to the slide material. So each time I click next page, it's gonna loop within this array of materials. So when it's reached to the end, it's going back to 0. So that's the next page do. And also the reset will basically just reset to the beginning. I think this will be the easiest one to program. So in the button sliders, if I click this, you can actually see there is a BP script attached. It's called onPress. If I go there, I can actually see the script. You can also do is just click graph. It's right here. So the script I use is get all actor of class. You can just say get all actor of class, right? And here I point to the slides material, which is this actor, right? So this actor has the widget embedded. So the way I added widget in this one is to add widget. So once you add a widget, then you can point to the widget class you want to link to. In this case, it's called button slides. All right. So and also I scale to 0.5 just to make it easier to see. Then I can writing script to make communication between the slide material and the button slides. Right. So one way to make communication is using get actor, get all actors. So if you know the name of the other destination, you can just adding the name right here. Then possibly you have multiple these actors in the level, so we'll just get the first one, and then I will trigger this event called next page event. So you wonder what is this next page event? It's actually a part of the event graph within the slides material. So here you can see this is a initiate the first material, right? And this is a new script I added called custom event. The way you can create is just type custom event, right? And then you can give a name. So this is just a different way you can trigger the actions. So this custom event name is the next page, right? So I want to trigger this, and then this next page will basically assign a new material to the wall. So the current slides by default is 0. So each time I will add one integer, so this will be 1, and assign the material from this array, right? So that's how this move on to the next material and then the next material. However, I do want to check what happened when you reach to the end of the slide, right? In this case, it's index number 2. So when you reach to the end, I want to write a script which can check if these two integers, right, one is bigger than the other one. So the last index is number 2. So if the current slide is bigger than 2, then I want to reset, right, back to the beginning. So the way I do that is just simply set the current slide as a -1, and I trigger the next page again. You might wonder why is -1 not 0? The reason is at the beginning of each next slide action, I automatically added 1 on the top, right? So if it's -1, add 1, you get 0. That's how this looping back perfectly to the beginning of the array. Similarly, I can write a script to trigger the reset. So here I just right click, create a custom event, right? And I give this custom event called reset, right? So when you reset, I want this be back to the beginning. So this could be as simple as I drag the wall, right? And then I will go ahead, assign material. Oh, set material, sorry. So this will be set material. Okay. So when you set material, you're gonna trigger that, right? So the material you want to choose is the first one in the index, right? So basically, I will say get the current slides, get, right? So this is array, and then I want to just get the first one. So get a copy. This will be 0, and then I will set. This is kind of the same way as like a initiate the first image at the beginning. So this will be set back to 0, and then assign the material. Okay, so let's give a comment, reset material to index 0. Okay, then I will go here to the button widget, right? So here's on press the reset. I just want to make sure that the name, let's just get rid of this, start from here. So I just want to make sure the name, so this, let me just rename this. So I call this button reset, just make things a little bit easier. All right, so this button, I will click on pressed, right? And then I will get all actor of class, and then I will search this kind of slide material, slides material. Okay, the name has to be correct. And then here I will get the first copy, right? Because you maybe have multiple. And then I will trigger the reset, right? So this will automatically search and find that custom event. Then you will want to link this. So that's how things are organized. Then I will just give a comment, reset button. Okay, so I will save and I will play. Okay, so let's see if that works. So right now I'm in this, so press C, which I can interact with the widget. So next page is loading the new material, then loading the new material, then it's reached to the end, right? It's looping back to the beginning. If I click again, click again, click again. So at any point, if I want to reset, it should go back to the water. See? Going back to the water. So that makes things really, really smart. So here, if in the future I think, hey, slides, I want to have another two materials. So here I want to maybe have a, I don't know, brick or maybe a stone. Do I have a stone? Yes, I have. So just adding a stone here, and here I will just add a, do I have a gold? Yep. Okay, so I just adding a few more materials, and then I play. This should automatically work. So here, if I, yeah, you see the stone, you see the gold. It's also looping back. That's pretty cool. And I can always reset. It's going back to the water. Okay, so this is a little bit blueprint using the custom event. That'd be very useful. You can also consider this could be the same kind of technique. So in the future, if you don't want to do the box, you can add other material, other geometries. I wonder if we have a car or something. So add, I will add. You can also just simply do this. This is a wall, right? If I switch the wall to, I don't know, a different geometry, do we have a car? Not sure I have a car, but let me just, for the sake of demo. So here, if I go back to my, I think I have a library. Hopefully I have something looks like a car. Nature, yeah, that's a vehicles. Oh, the vehicle is actually not a static mesh. Okay, it has to be a static mesh. So why not I use, I don't know, this garbage bin? So what is its name? Are we using this bench? I think I like this. Let's using the bench. Okay. So here I can go back here and I will change this to bench. So now this is the static mesh. Okay, so the bench is right here. So now let's go ahead play and see what happened. Okay, so now we have a bench here. Also, I have the C, right? So here, if I go to, I think by default is water. You can see the water material for the bench. So if you go next page, you switch to the wood. That looks pretty cool. And then the next one, you can switch to stone, gold, right? So this is exactly the same thing. You can manipulate. Maybe in this case, I will just make the bench a little bit closer. You can also try other stuff. Let me see. What is this? Oh, I do have a card. This is not the full skeletal mesh. It's just a piece of the shell, but that's okay. Let's take a look. Right, so this is the card with the water material, and then I can next page change the wood. Yeah, of course, I think the UV mapping is something you can also reset. Right, the UV mapping is something you want to look into. The car, I think, is not necessarily correctly UV mapped. Let me see if I have anything else. A bicycle, yeah, you can definitely do that. Bicycle, so here I can switch the material to bicycle. Right, bike rack. Oh, there's actually quite a lot of options here. So let's just make this one as a testing. So here we have a bike. Oops, I don't want to fly. So go here, next page, right? You see the material gonna change over time. Have a gold. bicycle here. You can also reset back to the water. All right, I hope this will be helpful for you to understand. You can also reset this back to the wall, 400 by 400. I can look into this way. Just go back to meshes, buildings. Oh, no, not this one. Starter content, right? So we have architecture. I think this is the wall. 400 by 200 I use, but you can definitely use any of this. There's no much difference. I can actually try this one with a window. So here, if you just um, load, right, it's loading this back. Now I can play. You should have the wall with a window. Okay. Yep. And then you can see to swap the materials. But anyway, I think this will be helpful for you to think about the blueprint. You can definitely create a slider like a PowerPoint style with instructions. You can customize your furniture, even change the skybox. There's a lot of possibilities here. All right, that's it. Oh, I forgot there's one more thing. Since this is designed in architecture seminar project, I need to migrate this into UHP honors class. So yeah, just this is a good time to show you. So these are the two component, button sliders, and also this actor, right? So I'm gonna just simply migrate. So select both, right click, then you choose action, then you do migrate, and then this, hey, this is everything attached to it. In fact, because some of the materials pointing to the starter content, I'm pretty sure the other project already have it, so you don't have to redo this migrate to the material, right? So you can disable the starter content. I know we already have it. It also is pointing to what is this UI material TV player. I don't think we need this. I would disable that. So the only thing you migrated into another project is these two files, button sliders and slide material. So this actor and widget, right? So be cautious when you migrate from one file to another. If there's a redundant asset, you will basically overwrite the one from another. Usually, I will just simply uncheck this. All right, this is all the things I need is under the menu subfolder slide material. Then I will point to the UHP right here, content. So that's how you migrate. So that will be it. It's done, right? So it will temporarily disappear. Don't be panic if you go back. It's still there. Okay. I think that's it. I will push this to the GitHub so you have both.